Well, welcome to another episode of Channeling with Prime Creator. When I first started channeling back in June of 2015, the message that came through was a prediction message. And when that prediction did not come true, and we asked Prime Creator what happened, the basic answer was that the timelines had changed. And that's when I learned about timelines. Recently, another predictive message came through about mid-July. The message was about mid-July and something was going to happen, something with like past presidents and the government and things. And to my knowledge, no disclosure has yet come out about that, at least for the public. And so as a person, as a human with an ego, I have a little trouble sometimes when Prime Creator brings through a predictive message that doesn't come through. I personally don't like it. I don't like to bring through predictive messages. I'd rather work with the messages that help people heal. I feel like I do my best channeling work when I'm one-on-one with clients and facilitating healing for them. That's what's fulfilling for me. But I understand that, you guys want the information. So I do my best to bring through messages that are helpful for everyone. So I just want to say that because it's not easy to put myself energetically out there like that and then not have a prediction message come through. I'm not personally attached to any prediction, but there's an energetic interaction that happens with my energy field and those of you who receive the messages. And it's not something that builds my energy in any way when I bring through a prediction message. So I just want to say that, and we are going to ask Prime Creator about that. What happened? What was this July message all about? Why didn't it come to pass? Is it another timeline shift thing or is it something else? Just see if we can get more information about that. And we'll ask also for a September energy forecast as well. So with that said, thank you for tuning into my videos. Please do feel free to share them with those whom you think they would help. And yeah, we'll see what Prime Creator has to say about all of these things. Dear ones, part of the reason the July prediction transmission was so important was to get people ready on an energetic level, mentally, emotionally, to receive intense information through your mainstream media. The timelines of when disclosure happens in different ways on different levels is not necessarily a solid stream, because for some, the disclosure that will happen for the public has already happened. Some people already know what this disclosure will be. Some people have already understood what is happening in the background. And so they have received this disclosure back in July. For the public, however, it will take some time to receive the intensity of the messages, the disclosure messages that will be coming. And so this is why it is sometimes a challenge to have an exact timeline for predictions such as this. I understand the frustration of this channel, but I will also continue to bring forth a few predictions now and again to prime the collective energy, so to speak, to get the collective ready. Because please understand, dear ones, what happens when you, as light workers who have done much work on yourself and are ready to receive the information, what happens when you receive it is that you are setting energetic templates for those in the collective who are not yet ready to receive it. And so it is important to talk about these things and bring these things into the forefront, into your minds, your hearts, your energy bodies, so that you can receive and help the collective energy receive. This is how this is happening. When you receive, you are helping and assisting the collective energy receive, even if it is at a later date, at a later time. I hope this is making sense, dear ones. This is the best way I can describe it through this channel. Okay, dear ones, let us move on to the energies of September. Give me a moment with this channel, please. Dear ones, there will be two main streams of energy that will flow for September. And I will do my best to describe it in a way that is not divisive, but there is a degree of separation with the way these energies are working. Because for many in the collective, the energies will be tumultuous, they will feel disruptive, they will feel intense, they will be awakening. Much information will come into the consciousness of the collective that they have previously not been ready to receive, including some disclosure information. For those of you who have been doing your inner work, for those of you who have been keeping your vessels clean and receiving higher frequency information, the energies will feel a lot smoother for you. You will have an understanding of what is going on. When things are happening through your mainstream media, when the energies are intense and more ascension energies come in, you are equipped to deal with them, and so it will feel a lot smoother for you. Now, for this latter group, I would ask you and invite you, dear ones, to hold deep compassion for the collective. They will need much patience, much understanding. They will need for you to play the divine mother-father role. They will need someone to lean on, even if it is energetically. They will need patience and understanding. The energies that will be coming in September will not be easy for this first group that I described. They will feel very disruptive, very chaotic. It may seem like a timeline split. It may seem like the biblical predictions of separating the sheep from the goats or the wheat from the chaff. But dear ones, this is not exactly what is occurring. It is simply that this first group will have to very quickly catch up to what some of you have already understood and integrated at an energetic level. And this will not be easy because they do not have the same muscles as you. And now when I say this, dear ones, this is not to stroke your ego. This is an acknowledgement of the progress you have made and the inner work you have done. But this is not to say that you are better or more enlightened or more awakened. Let me be very clear about this, dear ones. Because if you take on this spiritual ego, this becomes very dangerous and not helpful at all. And so I invite you again, dear ones, to embody much compassion much patience and love for those who are learning what you have already learned. For those of you who have received information about what has been going on behind the scenes, you have prepped yourselves mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Most beings in the collective have not. And so when certain information hits them, it will feel like a massive blow. It is possible that there will be psychological issues, that there will be even suicides, even more than already have been occurring in the last 6 months. And so again, I ask you, dear ones, to bring a very high level of patience and compassion. There may be those within your own families who will need your support. There may be those within your friend groups who will be confused. And if they're willing to talk with you, speak with them gently and truthfully about what has been going on. Indeed, dear ones, we are coming to a time where disclosure will be unveiled. It is not going to happen all in September. No, it is a gradual rollout. But the energies of September combined with the potential disclosure information packs a heavy punch, I will say. And so it is also very important that you stay grounded and that you stay with your own energy. And this channel has talked about this many times. It is important for you to be with your energy, grounded with your energy, anchored into Mother Earth to ride these waves. For September will be intense, no doubt about it. But again, for some of you, it can feel very smooth, even exhilarating, even blissful, depending upon how you master your emotional body. And this does not mean suppressing any challenging emotions. This means allowing them to healthily flow.
Would some of the disclosure have to do with the actual cause of COVID and that it may not be as dangerous as predicted?
This is more likely to come out fully after the elections. It is already being disclosed on some level for those who are paying attention. But the fullness of this disclosure is more likely to come out after the elections have occurred in the US.
I have a question pertaining to disclosure. 6 years ago, I was shown something, and this is now all coming out. It's very dark and it's having to do with the children. And I was shown all the different levels, and I was shown everything that went on. And if I hadn't seen that with my own eyes, I don't think I would believe it because it is so dark. Now, my question is, should I start sharing that with people little by little, what I saw?
Dear one, the answer is yes. You can start to share this experience. I would suggest that you share with those who you feel would be ready. You could also, if you are feeling courageous, create a video sharing your experience and putting it out on some social media platforms, because what you have to share is very dark, very intense. If you do choose to share in a public way, it would be very wise to be sure your energies are grounded and protected.
As you are talking about energies, on YouTube are a few clips where they say from the sun that there are some kind smaller solar flares, X-rays and stuff coming in. So are there other energies even from the central sun coming in, or photon belts and so?
Thank you, dear one. Yes, there are energies coming from the sun, the great central sun. There are energies coming from many celestial bodies. There are energies that are affecting planet Earth from the photon belt. There are energies coming in from other galaxies. There are energies coming to planet Earth from other universes. There are energies now being expressed from Earth herself that are coming from the core of Earth and traveling to the surface, I will say. These are powerful grounding energies to assist you, and yet they are also very, very high frequency. And so you may feel these energies as ungrounding at first until you acclimate to them. Simply ask your bodies to acclimate to Mother Earth's core energies that are coming to you now. This is something that is somewhat new, dear ones. And so if you are feeling a new flavor of energies, it may in part be due to this. Essentially, dear ones, there are energies coming to you from all directions, from within, from without. Many of you are also, your I am presence is connecting very strongly to your, I will say, original home. So your home galaxy, your home planets. And your I am presence is bringing through into your human aspect your remembering of home. Now, the purpose of this, dear ones, is to strengthen your spiritual body as well as your human body, to strengthen your life purpose and mission, to activate your DNA, to remember more deeply and fully who you are. So if you are feeling a longing for home or a familiarity with certain energies that feel perhaps like a deja vu or something similar to this, it is because your I am presence is connecting to home. And so I would invite you, dear ones, to simply set the intention to keep your heart open to these energies, for they are present to help you, to strengthen you, and to have you feel more connected with your soul family, and to have you again activated more deeply to your soul purpose and mission for this lifetime. And for some of you, this mission has been going on for many, many lifetimes. And so do not be surprised, dear ones, if you are suddenly feeling like you need a change of direction in your life, like what you have been doing is no longer fulfilling, that there is something new you must embark on. Listen to these urges, dear ones. For some of you, indeed, will be taking on new projects and moving in new directions in the coming years. I first want to acknowledge the diligent work that you have been doing on yourselves to heal, to confront your shadow, to raise your frequency. All of this work that you have done has prepared you for these times. What you have experienced so far in terms of the year 2020 especially is only the beginning of the changes that will be happening on your planet. And these changes are for the better, dear ones. So this is not a fear-based warning or prediction. This is an acknowledgement that changes for the better have been happening and they will continue. And it is your perception, your perspective about these changes that will either assist the collective or hold them back. In other words, if you are perceiving these changes as something positive, you are offering templates to the collective energy of victory, of heaven on earth, of higher frequency energy. And so I do invite you, dear ones, to stay positive about these changes, to stay positive amidst any chaos that you might experience, even in your personal life. If things are turned upside down for you, this is to bring about positive changes in your life. So your perception and your perspective during these times does make a significant difference for the collective energy. And so I want you to be aware of this, dear ones. This is also a time, as I have mentioned in a previous conversation, where you can focus on your creation, your creations, plural, with great success because of the energies of change that are occurring now on your planet. There is more and more support to implement your healing centers, your intentional communities, your earthen homes, these things that you have desired for planet Earth, the free energy, the sovereign ways of living and being. You are being more deeply supported, and you will continue to receive more support to live in these ways. And so I invite you, dear ones, to keep your focus on what you are creating. Now, there is an interesting thing happening in the spiritual community where some are focused only on disclosure information, some are focused only on what has been happening in the shadows, some are focused only on what they are creating. And I am inviting you into a balance, dear ones. Most of you are at the level where you can do both. You can simultaneously understand what is happening behind the scenes and in the world of disclosure while you focus on your creations of light. So it does not have to be one or the other. Many of you are serving roles as agents of disclosure, as well as agents of creating heaven on earth. And so to discard one of these things would be to discard one of your roles. And so it is okay to have your feet in both worlds, so to speak. But I will say it is important to maintain your focus on what you are creating, because the world of disclosure can become a distraction if you are not careful. So I invite you to work on this balance, dear ones. This is the next growth step for many of you, working to maintain this balance. Before we close out this transmission, are there any questions about what I have just shared, dear ones?
Anyone? No, thank you.
I thank you, dear ones. I celebrate you. I love you. I am always with you. I am you. You are me. Remember this, dear ones. I thank you. Whew. Well, thank you everyone for joining me in this video. Thank you, Prime Creator, for that transmission. I guess we're looking ahead to a powerful September. So stay grounded, keep your hearts open, and let's do our best to hold a space of compassion for the collective energy. Thanks, guys. Much love.